Hey guys, Jonah here, back with another beer review. And yeah, the last few days I've been having sort of hazies and pale ales and ludicrous beers, and I'm not quite ready for one of those. I know it's the end of the week. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, but not today. Um, but I'm back on the dark beer as well. And I've got this one, which is Dark Matter Berlin Stout by these guys, BRLO or BRLO. I don't know if they're meant to be hops or in black, or if that's just some weird design. Um, but yeah, it's a Berlin Stout from Berlin, which is kind of cool. And yeah, 5%. It's a 330 can. What have we got? We got barley, we got wheat, we got oats, we got hops and yeast. The hops are Comet and Opal. I don't know too much about those ones, but basically, I'm back on the dark beers. Um, and just before I started this, well, actually, I had done a previous version, and I dropped the can on the floor. So I'm really hoping. Oh, oh, did a bit of a test. But yeah, I don't want to. Oh, brilliant! It didn't explode everywhere. That's what I was kind of worried about. So let's get this bad boy into the glass. We'll see what we do. Glass in a glass. And I'm not sure. I think this is from one of the Beer 52 boxes. But to be honest, I'm not sure which one it is. Well, it's not the American one. It's not the Stone one. I don't think. It might be, actually. Anyway, wonder if I can do this. Some people do this kind of thing. Try that and get that on the front of the video. Oh, it does smell quite dark, but it does smell quite bitter as well. Not too much head. Now, this is not a nitrogenated glass, obviously. So we're talking quarter of a finger's head, maybe, and it's fast disappearing. Not quite a white colour either. It's quite a dark colour, and the beer itself is pretty dark. Although right at the bottom, tiny bit of reddish maybe down there. So it's very rare to have a pure black beer these days. Sometimes people do it, but not very often. That is weird. There's a lot of roast malts there, like proper dark roast malts. And it's sour, like bitter sour. So this is going to be quite a dry, like kind of beer. We'll see how chewy it is, because I think it might be a bit chewy too. Um, should I even bother trying to see if I've got notes? It's not going to make a huge difference. It's a stout. Let's see what we get. Cheers and beers, guys. Ah, that is pleasantly surprising. So initially, in the mouth, you're thinking, "Oh, this is a bit sour, a bit bitter." But as you swallow, it kind of swings the opposite way, and I've got a feeling that's where the wheat and the oats are going to kick in, and it's surprisingly smooth, which is nice. It does have a little bit of that residual bitterness, um, which is, sometimes when you're drinking a coffee, a strong coffee like an espresso or something like that, you get the bitterness from the beans, and your mouth is like, and you just have that coffee bitterness. This is what I'm getting, but from the malts. Okay, but you've got the oats and wheat in there too, which kind of balance stuff out, and it gives it that lovely unctuous sort of creaminess that kicks in. So it's kind of bitter in your mouth. As you swallow, it goes really creamy and nice and lovely. And then that bitterness creeps back a little bit. Um, but there's no real roastiness. There's no sort of coffee taste as coffee, and there's no roasted taste, and yeah, no sort of bitter chocolate taste. It's quite weird, unless that bitterness is coming from a chocolatey type malt. It doesn't actually say on the can what the malts are that they use, but hey, not many beers do. I can see I have been chatting for a little bit, but I have a tide line, and I suspect if I have another mouthful, I'm going to get some more. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. There we go. 2 sips, 2 tide lines. That is quite good. Yeah, it's mellow. Yeah. What can I say? This is not an Irish stout. It's not a dry stout. It's definitely not a pastry stout. It's not an oatmeal stout, although maybe that's the closest thing to this style. But the bitterness from the hops is there as well. I can actually taste the hops, which is good. Oh, my tide line that was there has kind of gone back into the glass. It's kind of dripped down, which is a shame. Bit of carbonation there. This beer has not been in the fridge. Um, and stouts, in my opinion, I do put stouts in the fridge sometimes, but in my opinion, you shouldn't really have a really super chilled stout. Um, Although sometimes the Guinness extra cold is not too bad. But yeah, you should really have it cellar temperature, so about 10 degrees centigrade, something like that. That's perfect temperature. Not too hot, not too cold. And this beer is slightly, because it's been hanging around in the kitchen, slightly warmer than that. So it's kind of might be throwing the flavours and the taste off a little bit anyway. But I'm pleasantly surprised with that one. Dark Matter Stout from BRLO over in Berlin. Yeah, that is a nice one. Would I replace my Guinness with this? No. But I'm glad I've tried it, put it that way. It's quite a nice style. Sometimes you get these styles that you just don't get anywhere in the UK. Like, where are you going to find a Berlin Stout? Maybe if you're in central London, you go to a German themed bar, maybe they'll have a dark beer. If you're really lucky, they'll have an alt beer, which is my favourite style, I think. Um, it's good. Anyway, cheers and beers, guys. That is a perfect mid-range beer. It's not going to win many competitions, but perfectly good drinking beer. 5% on a weeknight. That's exactly kind of what you're after. Although we are Friday, so technically it's, yeah, is it a weeknight or is it not? I don't know. Maybe I should have another one. I don't know. We'll see where we go. But until tomorrow, think about clicking like and subscribe down below, because it does. I know I keep saying it, but it does help me out. And yeah, I check every day, see how many people have done that. And not many people have. So if you're on the border and you're thinking, I won't bother, please do. This is Uncle Jonna. You want to become Uncle Jonna's massive, um, whatever that may be. Anyway, I'm talking nonsense. So that is my cue to go. It's quite a short one today, because I'm usually rambling for ages and ages. Come back tomorrow. We'll drink some more beer. Shame on, and we'll see you tomorrow.